If I had 10 minutes with every man before he panicked about his dick, before he assumed that something was wrong with his body, before he Googled ED at 2 in the morning, this is what I would tell him. I've been studying and learning about and educating on sex for 2 decades, and I've been coaching men on sex and relationships for the last 10 years. Different ages, different bodies, different relationships, and yet similar patterns. Most men don't come to me because they are bad at sex. They come to me because something stopped working the way it used to, or they could no longer rely on their old tricks to get the job done. But the thing is that no one ever taught them what that actually means. So if I only had 10 minutes to tell men the most important things that I have learned, then this would be it. First, and this matters more than anything else, your dick is not the problem. Your erection, your stamina, your desire, they are not moral verdicts on you as a man. They are just signals. I want you to think of your sexual response, including your erection or lack thereof, or ejaculation or lack thereof, like a check engine light. When that light comes on, you don't scream at the dashboard. You don't drop the car off at the junkyard. You don't shame the car. You don't just throw tape over the light and hope for the best, right? You ask, what is this light representing? What is the system responding to? What is it that needs attention? But with sex, most men do the opposite. They assume that their body has failed and they try to override it. They just push harder or panic. And therefore ED, premature ejaculation, delayed ejaculation are not failures, they're simply feedback. Your body is responding to pressure, fear, exhaustion, also physiological and hormonal things, a whole system of stuff, often before you even know that any of that is happening. Which brings me to the second thing that I wish that men understood earlier. Confidence in bed does not come from skill. It actually comes from safety. Most men think that confidence comes from knowing what you're doing, from having the right technique, from having a lot of sexual experience, from getting it right over and over and over again in the form of like having your partners reach screaming orgasms. But your nervous system actually doesn't care at all how skilled you are. Your body cannot relax and respond when it feels it's being evaluated. Performance anxiety isn't really anxiety about sex as much as it is self-surveillance. It's you watching yourself. It's you monitoring your body, monitoring your erection, tracking your partner's reactions to you, trying to control the outcome. And the more you monitor, the less responsive your body becomes. I see this all the time. Men who are technically good lovers, but they suddenly can't stay hard, or they overthink, or they rush, not because they want to, but because slowing down actually feels dangerous. Your body needs safety to function. And here's the part that most men don't expect. A lot of sexual performance anxiety isn't about sex at all. It's relationship anxiety wearing a sexual costume. It's the fear of disappointing her, the fear of being compared, the fear of losing intimacy, the fear of not being enough. Those fears don't just live in your thoughts. They live throughout your nervous system. So when your body shuts down, it's not that it's betraying you, it's actually protecting you, mostly from the pressure of unspoken expectations, maybe from the fear of emotional landmines that you don't even have a language for yet. And that is why pills and quick fixes often fall short. They will address the symptom, but they don't address the upstream factors that the symptom is actually a byproduct of. They don't address the system. And eventually the body will find another way to speak. I say this to my clients all the time, the cock doesn't lie. And this leads to one of the hardest truths for men to hear, but the most liberating, but they say, the truth will set you free, but first it'll piss you off. You cannot think your way into better sex. Trust me, if you could, I would have already. Sex is one of the few places where trying harder reliably makes things worse. Men as a whole are excellent optimizers. They are great problem solvers, and they are taught to push and to execute. Sex actually repels that mindset. Desire doesn't respond well to force. Arousal doesn't respond to pressure. Presence doesn't come from control. Great sex comes from sensation, from slowness. Our culture taught men to treat sex like a performance review, but bodies don't work that way. So if any part of your sex life feels off right now, your erection, desire, stamina, it doesn't mean that you're broken. It means that something in the system wants your attention. And this is great news because signals can be listened to. You can figure out what that check engine light is referring to and do something about it. Your systems can be adjusted. Pressure can be removed. You don't need to become a different man or a perfect perfect man. You don't need to perform more masculinity in bed. You need to get curious instead of critical. Here's something I want you to try. After your next sexual experience, good or bad, just ask yourself one thing. What was my body responding to? Pressure, safety, connection, fear? This will tell you far more than any individual performance metric ever could. And if this way of looking at sex is new for you, just know this. There's nothing wrong with you for being taught this. Men were not. But once you understand how your body actually works, sex gets easier and better and more connected and more honest. Most important of all, you will stop fighting the signals that were never the enemy in the first place. If you are seeing this before January 27th, then it is not too late for you to pre-order your copy of my book, Harder, Better, Longer, Stronger. You can go to hblsbook.com, get all of the pre-order bonuses. I will see you there. I'm so excited to get this out into the world and get it to you. I'm Caitlin V. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you here next week.